This is Fieldsports Channel News. A new documentary claims Scotland's rural communities are at war with each other, with conservation at the centre ground and threats of violence against children. During research for his new film, The Last Keeper, director Tom Opre uncovered claims that keepers had been threatened by aunties in their own communities, and their children were told they would have acid thrown in their faces. Tom says the disconnect between people living in rural areas and in towns and cities shows a disturbing breakdown in society. His film features Highland communities and is due for release in the UK this spring. You can see a full interview with Tom and the official trailer for the film in the link below.
I had heard stories about children being ostracized in school, keepers being ostracized in their own communities, children's having potentially threatened with acid thrown in their face. People are literally utilizing the internet to say some pretty strong, powerfully hate-filled comments towards people they don't even know.
The Irish government has extended the deer stalking season by up to 3 months. The open season has another 3 months for male deer and a month for females and antlerless young males. The season for red and seeker stags and fallow bucks now runs from the 1st of August to the 30th of April, except in Kerry, where it closes on the 31st of December. Females and young males now runs from the 1st of November to the 31st of March, except in Kerry. Ireland has 6,000 registered deer stalkers. Ireland's Deer Management Strategy Group says the move will reduce road accidents and help crops, forestry and rural biodiversity. Southern Water has been fined £300,000 for polluting a stream and killing around 2,000 fish. Scores of wild brown trout were found dead along a 2-mile stretch of a tributary of the River Hamble. The water company admitted it allowed raw sewage to escape into a stream at Fairthorn Manor in Hampshire. Magistrates heard sewage poured into the river for up to 20 hours after 2 pumps failed and the company ignored warning alarms. Chris Packham is heading back to court, where he hopes to force the government to speed up its ban on petrol and diesel cars. The TV presenter has been granted permission by a judge to hold a judicial review into the government's decision to abandon or delay promises it made around green policies. The government pledged to reduce carbon emissions as part of the 2008 Climate Change Act. In September, it announced a new timetable for banning petrol and diesel vehicles. The Department of Energy Security said it will strongly oppose the action, which, if he carries it out, will cost Packham and his supporters at least 6 figures. Meanwhile, celebrities who disturb nesting birds to take photographs or make films could be prosecuted. That's the warning from the British Trust for Ornithology. Last year, Chris Packham was reported to police for allegedly disturbing a goshawk nest and sniffing the chicks on TV during a programme. In what looks like trophy photographs, licensed bird ringers take celebrities, politicians and even groups of children to nests of endangered birds and pass the chicks among them for photographs. The BTO expresses concern over the number of nests affected by these activities and have made an urgent change to its licensing protocols. It has messaged all those with permits allowing the handling of wild birds for ringing, warning handling them should be kept to a minimum. Disturbance of a Schedule 1 bird is a crime under the Wildlife and Countryside Act. Game farmers preparing for next season's shooting believe their industry is on the up after a tough couple of years. Problems with bird flu, import restrictions for broodstock and eggs, the GL43 licence and the financial knock-on effect of COVID left some game farms in trouble. One of the biggest producers in the UK is Bettis Hall in mid Wales, which hatches around 800,000 chicks a week at the peak of its season. Its marketing manager, Mark Brown, believes at last the future looks bright.
Our numbers have been very good regardless. We're very lucky at Bettis. We have a high retention rate of clients. But the quality of the days have just been increasing and improving, and the season's got bigger and bigger and better every season, which is great.
However, Basque has criticised DEFRA's new delay in agreeing policy covering the release of Gamebirds. DEFRA is due to clarify the GL43 general licence, which in 2023 banned the release of birds near Special Protection Areas, or SPAs. In the latest clash with government over Gamebird release, Basque says the delay in announcing specific terms for general licences has come without sufficient communication from the government department. Agricultural College Harper Adams is offering the new PDS1 deer stalking qualification. The new course, developed by Peter Jones of County Deer Stalking and the Capriolas Club, has been launched as an alternative to the DSC1 course. It is LANTRA approved, which was important to the college, and it offers an online course instead of the DSC1's classroom course.
People realised, I think, that they didn't necessarily want to go and spend a few days in a classroom going through the theory element of a deer stalking course. So what we did is we set up an online course on an e-learning platform.
And finally, there's some doubt whether it was killed in Zambia or Zimbabwe, but if verified, this black mamba could be a new world record. It reportedly measures 6.8 metres, beating the previous biggest at 4.5 metres by nearly half. The black mamba is Africa's largest venomous snake and is fatal in 20 minutes without anti-venom. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.